Doing today? This is Michael DeSilvis from DeSilvis Media, and I just wanted to clear the air about a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on, and a lot of people have different problems. Some people have a lot of different various addictions. Sometimes they're afraid to tell the truth about things, and sometimes you need to tell the truth, especially to your children. If you don't tell the truth to them, then you're not telling the truth to other people, because the ones who you care about the most, other than your wife, should be your children. That's usually how it goes. And a part of recovery, when you're dealing with that sort of thing, whatever that addiction may be, you need to really talk with your kids and tell them the truth about why you have not always been there, or why you haven't talked to them, and let them know that you are going through an addiction, because that is just so important, whether it be drugs or whatever it may be, pornography or whatever it is. Because if they know the truth about what's going on, then maybe they'll want to, get to know you better if you're a mom or a dad that may be going through something like this. Because you're being truthful with them, and so therefore they can start being truthful and opening up with you. Like starting a dialogue, as we always say. Always start a dialogue with your children. If you haven't talked to them for a long time due to various reasons, this would probably be a good way to do that, is by telling the truth about what happened to you during that time. That way you can start that dialogue and go from there over time. Nothing happens overnight, however. There's so many times I wish things could happen overnight and everything would be, peaches and king. But, in reality, all things always surround and take time. Like a baby takes time to grow into an adult, just like getting over an addiction, whether it be drugs or pornography or whatever it is, or maybe eating too much food, whatever it is, that can be an addiction, or having sex with all kinds of different people, that could be an addiction, or smoking drugs or taking narcotics. But whatever your addiction is, whatever the case is, may be, all things take time to get help with and to get the cures, to go after the cause, because that's where you always find the solution. That's what I was always told. But always remember that going to giving. I've heard a lot of people make statements in my family who really I don't value, really, that have a high opinion about me, because when they make the statements they do, it shows that they don't really care about what I do, and they don't really think highly of me. Like they made statements of, well, I've heard people say this to other people too, like, if they're making more, a person making more money than I'm making, then they shouldn't make that kind of money. Or if I make $9 an hour, I think a person in IT should make $9 an hour, when that's not the case, because, you always have to renew certifications for about $200 to $300 a pop. Then you got to buy tools and equipment, which can run thousands of dollars. And then you have to, buy new like computers and things so that you can do your invoices and things, and that can run a couple $1,000s. And then you have to pay for credit card terminals and leases and things like I have here, which can run over $1,000 a year. And, all these things, they add up. And see, in Hanover County, when you call the courthouse, you just call them if you don't believe me. But call the courthouse and ask them, do you have to have a license? Is it required in Hanover County to attain a license to run a computer business? And the answer will be no. Because in this county, they do not require that you have a license in this county. However, there are a lot of places that do. And those places that do, like in Henrico, they do. You can't get a federal tax ID or a state tax ID unless you do have a license. But in Hanover, they don't require that for a computer service type of business. And that is what the law does state currently in this county. So the thing is, I don't know why people aren't giving me business, because other people, I got testimonies from Mrs. Vanderbilt, Mrs. Vanderpool, who I've done work for, that was over there in a community where my parents live. She said I did an excellent job with fixing her computer and diagnosing the problem, and telling her that she had to get a new video card, but I had to, find out what was going on, and she had to pay a couple $100, plus I updated it too, because it worked. It just needed a new video card because a surge hit her computer, and it kind of partially fried her video card. It wasn't giving all the colors, because electrical surges, I don't know if you know this, but if lightning hits your computer or hits something, like hits the power strip and goes into your computer, it will do that. Sometimes if lightning fully hits your computer, it will fry everything in your tower. You know, what they call the what they call the PCU of your computer, or the tower. That's where all your brains and everything work. The motherboard and all the components are in there. In that case, if you have a laptop, of course, well, then the motherboard's housed underneath the, underneath the keyboard. You see, there's the keyboard right there. So all your components are underneath here. But the thing is, when you have a desktop, they're in what is called a tower. See that thing right here where it has the American Express logo? That's a tower. That's where your CPU, your processor, and everything is. Okay, so just to give you a little fact for knowledge. But see, I do know a lot about computers. I've been doing computer business for probably more like 15 years now. The only thing I went public in 2012, like I said on another video, and we've been doing it since. But we need your support to help drum up more business for the Silvus's Media, and to help even by making donations, because you're not only just helping the Silvus's Media to grow, but you're also helping our church too, because some of that money's going, about half of it's going towards the church and half of it's going towards the station, and of course all of it's going towards the business too, because all the stuff is going to help the business too, and it's going to help the church to grow, and it's going to help the Silvus's Media to get more inventory and do more advertisements and all kinds of things. So that's why we need more than $250,000 to do this. Because collateral today, loans are really hard to get. I have the credit to get a loan, but I don't have enough business to have collateral so I can get the loan. The credit I have is fine, but the collateral I don't have enough of, and that's why they won't give me the loan. So that's why I'm asking you to go to GoFundMe.com and make a donation if you're able to, and you will be blessed by something. I'm not going to say you're going to get a bucket of money, but then again, you might. But God's going to bless you in some way, or form, or fashion, because He always does. God always comes through on His promises, and that's what Scripture does teach us. Just pray about that. And, when you're giving, don't always listen to what other people say, like in the family. Always call somebody up and ask them, and talk to them. Because always talking to family is not always liable, or really up to date about what a family member might be doing. So when you inquire of a family member, they may not know, because they don't know what the extent of all the schooling and things that you have gone through, because they just don't know. And that's just truthfully, they're just not going to know, because they don't know everything that you're doing. More like you don't know what they're doing. So, when I say, they're not really up on it, because they're not. So, when you need to talk to someone, call me. My number is 804. If you want more information about this cause and you want more information about it, more details and things that are involved with it, please give me a call at 804-789-9373. I'd love to talk to you more about it. I'm very honest and transparent about the whole process of what we're doing, because it's all legit, and it's all honest business, and it's all honest fundraising. Because, like I said, loans are really hard to get today, if you haven't noticed. Even if you have good credit, which I have good credit to get a loan, but I just don't have the collateral, like I said. That's why, all the more reason why I've resorted to this. There's several ways you can help us. You can get involved. You can spread the word. You can help by giving work and letting us do it. I'll make it worth your while. I'll tell you if you need something, and I won't do a lot of things to your computer, to get a lot of money from you that you don't need. I only do the work to your computer that your computer actually absolutely needs. And if it doesn't need any work, or if the condition's too bad on it, I'll let you know that, so you won't have to spend a lot of money to find that out. But I will let you know that, before I go any further. If it looks like it can't be, fixable, I will tell you. As I've always been like that with all my clients, and will always remain that way. So please help us any way you can. Please raise money you got till between now and the end of August of next year. So if you can't give money now because the holiday season is coming up, think about us after holidays. Think about us, and if you're able to give now, great. But because what you're doing, that money's going towards a good cause. It's going to help with the singing, and help with us getting equipment, and help with getting the keyboards, the amplifier for the church, and the sound, the overhead projector, the PowerPoint, all these things, and they all cost mountains of money. But that's why people gave at your church where you attend locally, and that's how you got all those things in there, because people made donations or left them when they died. Somebody left it as an endowment to the church. Well, you could do that with us. You can do an endowment with us. If you have somebody who wants to leave money for a church, some people just leave it for, for the family to choose where they want to give it, and you can just give it to us, and we will use it and tell you everything what we're doing with it, every step of the way. Like I said, we got 6 different challenges on there. So if you give different amounts, and even if you don't want to give any of those amounts, you can give less because it all counts and it all goes to the same cause. It doesn't have to be $25. You can give $10 or $5 or $2 or $1. Whatever you feel moved to give. But also subscribe down below. Tell people about us. And don't always listen to what family people say or what, people say, because we are not a scam. We're legit. We're in Mechanicsville, Virginia. We're right off of New Hunter Road and right off of Cole Harbor Road. And you turn on the New Hunter and go all the way in, go to Harbor Square, and we're on the left. And go in there, and we're at Building 4, which if you go in, it translates. If you turn left, make another left, and go around, we're the first building right there. And you go up the stairs and look for 423, and that's where my business is. I do it right out of here in my apartment. And yes, it's in code. Matter of fact, HUD says I'm allowed to do it. They have not said anything about taking my business down. Matter of fact, the landlord is very nice about it. I haven't had any trouble since we've been here of any kind. Some with some neighbors, but but a lot of neighbors a lot of people here are really nice. But you're always going to have some oddballs because they have mental conditions and things. But you just love them anyway. So most people here we get along with fine. There's no problem. So the landlord doesn't have any beefs about it either. So if you want to help us out, you know where we are, mosey on down here, check us out. We can take credit cards over the phone, like I gave that number, 804-789-9373. You can make a credit card donation. However, there is a $5 processing fee because of taxes and things that charges, and we don't get a lot of credit card customers. But because of that, we have to charge that fee to you. And a lot of businesses do that. Sometimes they're, can be as much as $8, can be $6. So we charge $5, and hopefully as we get bigger and grow, we'll be able to remove that fee altogether and not charge you anything. We'll just have you swipe it and not have to charge it. But as long as I keep getting the taxes and all, I'm going to have to charge to cover some of that cost. So anyway, just help us out, and remember, if you have any questions about what's going on with pertaining to the money raiser, or have questions about what types of services that I do here at DeSilva's Media, or about New Hunter Church of Christ, please feel free to call that number. Like I said, it was 804-789-9373. We'd love to help you and love to have you here come and be a part of our community church here that we have here in my apartment on Wednesday night, on Sunday morning, and Sunday night if we get enough people. Haven't doing it on Sunday night a lot lately because we haven't had the people. And I won't do it on Wednesday night either if we don't have any people. So that's why some weeks I haven't been. But, of course, we had funeral things the last couple of weeks, so that's why I haven't been doing it. But there have been a couple of times where we haven't had funeral things, and I haven't done it because nobody came. So if you don't see the church services on for Wednesday and Sunday night, that's the reason why. All right, this is Michael DeSilvas from New Hunter Church of Christ, DeSilvas Media. I love you, and also, please pray for us, and keep us on your mind for computer work or tax preparation services, or maybe you need to find somebody for intelligent work or surveillance. Let us know what you want us to do. There's different rates, or even to work on your electronics, your phones, your tablets, your small portable devices, your PDAs, if anybody has those anymore, iPads, iPad minis. And if we can't fix it, we can tell you where to send it or where to take it to where they will if it's something that we can't fix. Because Mac does take special tools, but we can work on Sony PlayStations and Xbox 360s and Xbox One units, and we can work on all kinds of different things. We can even work on your vacuum cleaner. Bring it on by. Sometimes we can fix it if it's just something there, but if we have to order a part, of course, we have to charge it for that, of course. Same with computer parts. We don't provide those. We order them based on the job, so that's an extra cost that will be added to you. But anyway, we're running a sale, $65 for residential work starting at basic, and business is $75, till the end of this year. Take advantage of it. Basic package, $75 an hour, basic residential package, $65. take it. Plus, of course, there's going to be gas. It's $65 to come out, plus $4.50 for each additional mile after 20 miles. So if it's 21 miles, well, it's $65 for the first 20 miles, and then $4.50. So you're looking at $69.50 to come out to you. So that's what we charge. Anyway, toodaloo. Have a nice night. I love you, and please, try to help us any way you can, and try not to listen to all the hee-haws out there. All right, bye for now.